Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. Today we're going to be looking at this little battery powered chainsaw sharpener by Ozito from our friends in China. It's probably only been used a few times, around a year old I suppose. Can't take it back under warranty. Went to use it the other day, or a friend of mine went to use it the other day and found out that doesn't work anymore. Both the batteries are flat. If I touch the little button on the small battery, nothing happens. If I touch the little button on the big battery, all three lights flash red. Probably not a good sign. If I stick the big battery on the charger, the light simply flashes red. I know we got red and green flashing here, and red and green flashing has a broken battery next to it, which is probably another sign. If I try the small one with the same thing, I get the same deal. Red and green light flashing, broken battery. Considering they've hardly had any use, I'd say one of them's had no use at all. Let's see if I can figure out what's wrong with them. These are two little lithium-ion batteries that I've got that I charged up the other day. These are the same batteries that are inside the battery packs. If I just check the voltage on those, you've got 4.2 volts, which is about fully charged. They're rated at 3.7. The other one is also exactly the same, 4.22. So let's open up one of these batteries. We'll start with the smaller one because it's going to be simpler. This little screwdriver, if we can get you in the shot, has got like a little star-shaped driver bit in it, just a little detachable bit. I've got a stack of all these things, different shapes and sizes. I don't know what they're really called, but this one fits in there. Got to be a little bit careful dicking around with these batteries. They can catch fire, and they can explode if you mistreat them. So we're not going to mistreat them today. Now, first time I pulled one of these open, got a bug in there. Doubt that's the cause though. I was surprised at how much circuitry was on it. Have a go at that. What goes on in there that needs that much circuitry? Beats the shit out of me. I know it's all to do with the charging system, and when you put a heavy load on it, it makes sure you don't overload the battery. I bought myself the other day a little charger for these batteries. It's rated at it says here which batteries it does, and I bought a little USB charger as well. That one has an output of 2.1 amps max, so I reckon that, you can read that there, that should be enough to charge up these little things without exploding them. Now, to get them out of there is the drop test. The problem is these batteries are little spot welds, hold them on to the contacts there, so I can't really take them out. But what I'm going to do is try and figure out which batteries are having a problem. Get the voltmeter in a bit closer there. Now, I'm not sure which side's the plus and which side's the minus yet, but we'll need to figure that out. So if I touch both sides there, That one is 3.9 volts, so that doesn't sound too bad. And I've got the plus and the minus around the right way, or I'd see a little negative sign up there. We go to the next battery. That one says 3.886 volts. Should write all these down. 3.91, 3.86, and the polarity is round the other way. And this one is 1.94 and 3.64 and 0.61. Well, there's your problem, lady. I think that last battery is probably dead. That or something else is going on inside there. Don't know. What I might do is see if I can get a charge into that battery. And the fact that each of them show a different voltage is telling me that they're not internally connected directly by this circuit board. If they were like 6 volts or something like that, I'd know they were in series and the voltage was being added together of 2 or more cells. But I'll just go through now and write those voltages down and mark which ends in the plus and the minus, and I'll get you back. Okay, I've got a couple of alligator clips in there on the terminals. I've got it switched on, and if I stick the red lead on the plus and the black lead on the negative, that little charger is putting out 4.3 volts. So that seems spot on to me. So now what we can do, I labelled the battery. So I know what each of the voltages was before on each of the batteries, and I marked which side was the plus so I don't put them around the wrong way. I don't see any way that can explode. It's not as though I'm putting 12 volts on them or something crazy like that. Now the one with the biggest problem was number 5. That was only 0.6 of a volt. So with them leads around the right way, let's just hold those there. See if we can get it to suck up a little bit. Wonder if I can get those in there at the same time so we can watch the voltage. Oddly, what have I done? That should be showing me a voltage on here. Why doesn't it? It's popped off. Alright, back to 4.3 volts again. Got the plus and the minus around the right way. The voltage drops way down, which is what you'd expect, but it's slowly coming up. It sent a little light, I don't know whether you can see it on the camera, sent a little light on the charger red, which is what it's supposed to do when it's charging. There, you can see it now. I touch those two again. 1.6 and the light is red. 1.8. 1.9. 2.1. Be like watching paint dry, wouldn't it? Obviously it can't suck up a full charge that quickly. It's just what they call a surface charge. But all I need to do is trick the main charger into thinking that there's enough voltage on here to charge the thing back up again. I could replace the batteries in this battery pack, but that'd be about as expensive as buying a new one, unless I went off and found reclaimed batteries. Then I've got to dick around with a little spot welder that I don't own. So yeah, if I can't salvage the battery this way, I'd be better off just chucking it out and buying a new battery. They're about 40 or 50 bucks, I think, for a battery, depending on how big it is. It's up to 2.4. Let it get up to 2.5, and then we'll see how quickly it sags back down again. Okay, there's 2.5. .3. Yeah, it's not going down too quick. What I might try and do is see if I can hook those directly onto there. Looking a bit like a yes. And the black one. Looking a bit like a no. This is a smaller clip. There we go. Will it stay? Yeah, it's on. Can I put it down? There we go. So it's quickly back up to 2.5. I'll just let that sit around for a while now. And we'll see what it does. It's still stone cold. I wouldn't expect it to get hot with such a little voltage. Number 3 there's only got 1.9 volts on it as well, so I'll have to bring that one up. The rest are all 3.6, 3.8, 3.9. Anyway, I'll go through those and I'll bring you back. Okay, I've got them, that's number 3 on the charger there. It's almost up to 3.6, 3.59. I did the other low one, which was number 5, up to 3.6 volts as well. This one's had about half an hour to get up there. Let's just try the first one again. We'll see what that one's got on it. 3.45, so it sagged a little bit, but it hasn't plummeted. And number 3, 3.49. I think that's a big head start. I'll just write down what we brought up number 3 to. Now, I'm wondering if I can just plonk that on the charger there, which is currently off. Like that. Can you see it? Almost. Now you can. I'll turn that on. Now it's got a single red light instead of the red and green flashing. Single red on means it's charging. Holy moly. Let's leave that sit there for a while. if you notice the way the battery's tagged up, you see there's a one contact here, then 2 and then 2, then it's 2, 2 and 1. So each of these batteries is wired up in series, and it goes like that. So if we add 3.7 volts together for 5 times, or 3.7 times 5, we end up with 18.5 volts, which is probably what, where did I see that written down? It's on here somewhere. Oh, it's on the top of the charger there. 18 volt lithium ion. So if we stick our voltmeter on the first one and on the other end of the last one, it's got 19 volts. That'd be 19 volts with it charging. So I think we'll just let that sit there for a while. Hopefully those two lights will go green, or at least one of them will go green, the red one will turn off. Then I can give it a try in the grinder, and I might do the same thing with the other one. This is going to have 2 rows. It'll have 10 volts, 10 of those little cells in there. This one is 2 amp hours. It does say 18 volt there. It's just upside down, but I don't want to tip my screws out. Yeah, it'll have 10 of those batteries in there, making 4 amp hours. Anyway, we'll let that go, see what happens. I came back after an hour or so, and the light on the charger is green, so it thinks those batteries are fully charged. It'll be interesting to see how it goes if it's let sit for a couple of days, but I'll reassemble the battery now. We'll stick it in the grinder and give it a test and see what happens, but looks to me like it's at least going to start. When I press the button, I get one red light, which is a bit odd, the middle one. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'll be able to find that on the, if I can find the manual online. So with the battery in there, we'll start her up and it runs. I'll just let that run for a while, let the battery run down, then we'll charge it up again. I think we can call that a wrap, as they say in the profession. I came up with a better idea to connect my battery wires onto the charger here. I just got a piece of wood, drilled a hole in the end, drilled a hole through the side. That way I can poke the wires through so they stick out the ends, and just, this thing's spring loaded, just pop it in there so it makes contact with both ends the right way around. And if I put the plus side on there and the negative side on there, the little light turns red to show you that it's charging. So now I can use those two clips to clip onto the internal bits of the battery, and I should be able to charge up the other one. If I've got the original battery I fixed in the machine now, and it's been going for about 20 minutes, I suppose. And if I stick my multimeter directly on the little contacts, they're labelled there plus and minus, so I know which ones it is. I've still got 18.8 volts, so not quite sure what that what single red light means, but it looks like it's still running the grinder, so I'll let that run down a bit further, and I'll charge it back up again, and I'll do the same thing with the other one.